Keeping children safe is everyone's responsibility. This isn't a complaint, it's evidence of a national safeguarding failure. Before I read this out, understand something. This letter isn't about paperwork or policy. It's about children who were fouled and professionals who looked the other way. What you're about to hear is my formal rebuttal to Ofsted, a regulator that ignored whistleblowing evidence and law. Formal rebuttal to Ofsted. Failure to act on safeguarding, whistleblowing and legal evidence. Reference number CAS-003-226/CAS-003-2271 from Andrea O'Shaughnessy, dated the 26th of July 2025, to Ofsted Complaints and Safeguarding Team, CC, Department of Education, Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman, ICO, Children's Commissioner, NSPCC, MOPAC, Select Committee on Education. Dear Ofsted Complaints Team, I am writing in direct response to your latest correspondence, CAS-003-2266, in which you repeat the same stock phrases that have been used to ignore my formal safeguarding disclosures, whistleblowing reports and legal documentation. Your refusal to act on serious criminal allegations is not just professional neglect. It is a dereliction of duty with potential legal consequences. Below is my formal rebuttal to each point raised in your reply, with reference to your legal obligations and the public interest. Point 1. This is a matter for the school or local authority. No, it is not. This is not a minor internal school issue. It is a public interest safeguarding emergency involving multi-agency collusion to silence a whistleblower, target her children and cover up abuse. The schools, council officers and professionals involved were all present at child protection meetings. My complaints have been exhausted, escalated and legally formalised through notices before claims and judicial review proceedings. You have received those bundles. By refusing to engage with this evidence and redirecting me back to the very bodies named in those proceedings, you are failing to comply with CPR Part 1.3, duty of cooperation with parties and courts, and undermining access to justice. Point 2. Ofsted has limited legal powers. If Ofsted's role is merely to inspect, then why are you not inspecting the schools and services that have allowed abuse, misconduct and whistleblowing retaliation to continue unchecked? Your own inspection handbook confirms your duty to respond to serious safeguarding concerns, investigate failure in school governance and leadership, escalate to other regulatory bodies if a criminal matter arises. By doing nothing, you are breaching your obligation under Section 11 of the Children's Act 2004, which places a statutory duty on all bodies, including Ofsted, to ensure their functions are exercised with regard to the need to safeguard and promote the welfare of children. Point 3. We referred your concerns to the local council. Referring safeguarding disclosures back to the same council that is already accused of cover-up is not safeguarding. It is institutional collusion. You are reporting back to the alleged perpetrators. You are echoing the police's failures, creating a closed loop of deflection and silencing. There is no independence in a system where every agency refers back to the same corrupted authority. This violates not only basic safeguarding practice, but also Article 3 of the Human Rights Act 1989, protection from inhumane and degrading treatment, as your actions perpetuate trauma, endangerment and state-sanctioned abuse. Point 4. Ofsted is not the regulator of schools, only the inspectorate. If you're the inspectorate, then inspect. Inspect the schools where whistleblowing led to professional retaliation. Inspect the settings where convicted criminals were allowed access to children. Inspect the social workers and local authority staff who breached data protection, ignored evidence and weaponised safeguarding procedures to silence me. Your role is not to hide behind semantics. but to identify and act upon failures in the safeguarding ecosystem. By not doing so, you are failing your own remit and making yourselves part of the institutional abuse. Point 5. We may take no immediate action or consider it at the next inspection. These are criminal matters, not inspection scheduling points. You have been provided with court bundles, police references, testimonies, documented retaliation against a whistleblower. Your duty under Working Together to Safeguard Children 2023 is clear. Where there is reason to suspect abuse, you must act without delay and refer for independent investigation, not wait for the next routine inspection. By failing to escalate this evidence to an independent agency or to the police with a demand for review, you are contributing to a pattern of institutional obstruction and perversion of the course of justice, systemic failures and breaches of duty. I have now been passed between Ofsted, the police, Barnet Council, the DFE, the CPS, multiple safeguarding boards, all of whom claim it's not their remit. Well then, whose remit is it? Because if none of you have the power to protect children from harm, to uphold whistleblowers' rights, or to investigate abuse within your own ranks, then this country has a catastrophic safeguarding gap, and you're all responsible. Either Ofsted takes immediate action now, or you confirm in writing that you accept you are not fit for purpose in child protection matters. You are knowingly refusing to act on legal evidence. You are enabling abuse by default. Final notice before escalation. This is your final opportunity to respond substantively. If you fail to do so, this entire correspondence, including your 1 a.m. no reply dismissal, will be submitted to Parliamentary Ombudsman, the Department for Education, the Education Select Committee, the Children's Commissioner, the press, and as part of my active judicial review evidence bundle. This is not a complaint. This is a documented case of institutional abuse, cover-up and whistleblower persecution, and someone will answer for it. Sincerely, Andrea O'Shaughnessy. Let's break that down in plain English, because this isn't complicated, it's just ignored. All organisations, including Ofsted, have a statutory duty to safeguard and promote the welfare of children. Failing to act when abuse or misconduct is reported breaches that duty. Under the Children's Act 2004, Section 11, duty to safeguard and promote welfare. This law requires immediate action where there's reason to suspect harm. Ofsted's delay and deflection directly contradicts this. Act without delay or refer for independent investigation. This isn't over. Ofsted and every agency that turned away have been put on legal notice. You can't say you didn't know, because now the world does. Written and voiced by Andrea O'Shaughnessy, aka Lucy Troubles, for every child failed by this system. Human Rights Act 1998, Article 3, protection from inhumane or degrading treatment. By ignoring systemic abuse and retaliation, they enable ongoing trauma. That's a breach of fundamental human rights. Consequences. These aren't academic breaches. They have real-world consequences. Professionals. Dereliction of duty. Professional negligence. Misconduct or perversion of justice. Loss of registration or persecution. Victims. Continued trauma. Denial of justice. Unsafe environments. Systemic cover-up. Systemic abuse. This needs to stop now. You all have a legal duty of care to protect children. Why is it so difficult to get you to acknowledge evidence and act appropriately in accordance to law, legislation and guidance in the UK? You are being paid to fulfil a role. If you are not fulfilling that role, you are now wasting taxpayers' money. Because we demand child safety is made paramount and not the safety and protection of the organisation's reputation. We demand due process, fair investigation and the law to be upheld and people to be arrested for malfeasance in public office. Should that not happen, this case will totally undermine every safeguarding legislation in this country. as none of it has been upheld by any professional body or organisation involved.